I launched my spear through this massive deep sea fish while being a kilometer offshore and more than 100 feet deep. It dragged me out to sea for more than 15 minutes and I had to race bull sharks to get to it first. My name is John, I'm 15 and you're watching me doing the most extreme sport in the world, where you're risking your life every second. What better way to start the craziness than to get in the water and immediately be surrounded by wahoos already. After having a pretty awesome previous day shooting my first ever wahoo, we had high hopes for today. Here I am just loading up my gun quickly, getting ready to shoot one of those wahoos I saw. Already now I saw a wahoo come in on the flasher and I took a dive down. There I see the long shape appearing out of the gloom. And I'll absolutely stick this guy with a long shot. When taking shots on wahoo, we typically aim for that back area because then the spear doesn't rip out as easily. That does not mean the fish will run any slower and sharks can still get to it, but at least it won't rip out. While chasing after the fish, some beautiful scenes overhead. This clip looks like something out of a movie. Just a disclaimer, there are a few people who enjoy watching these few minutes of fighting the fish and battling to finally land it, but if you don't, you can just skip to the next chapter in the video. I'm trying to keep this short though. The fish was still going strong as ever and we weren't getting anywhere near it. My dad's line hooked around my buoy line, so I quickly rushed to try and untangle that. So after a while I separated from my dad and I was chasing my fish all alone now. Then the wahoo got another burst of energy and all of a sudden my buoy was another 10 meters away from me.
Sit nog a gun!
I managed to catch up and grab hold of the buoy again.
He said hy is hy's 'n groot ou.
I just can't believe how long this fight lasted. I had to cut out about 13 minutes of footage. I asked the boat to chuck me a second gun so I can put in a second shot just to make sure I secured the fish.
Ja, ek het nog nie geraak aan dit nie.
In that few seconds I taking the gun, the buoy was swept away from me once again. For the last time I managed to catch up to my buoy and the last part of the fight followed. I was trying to play the wahoo carefully, but our buddy on the boat was afraid of sharks, so he suggested I just start pulling it in. A few seconds later I could already see my bungee coming up. And then right after that my gun. And then there finally I see my wahoo. There we go, another nice holding shot in it. At least now we know the wahoo is going nowhere. Dispatching my fish, I am very happy. Just some struggles here. The wahoos always leave a mess of all your gear, spears, lines, whatever. What a beautiful fish. I was very happy with this catch. I did not waste much time before getting straight back into the water. I immediately had an encounter with a large bull shark, and there was definitely no shortage of them around. So most of you might have grown up knowing that the three most deadly sharks are bulls, tigers and whites. So if you can call these three sharks a type of big three, then this would be my first of the big three that I've seen. And in my experience, the bull sharks, they were actually pretty chill towards me, except for when a fish was speared and there was blood in the water. My dad, however, not wearing a GoPro, recalls how this trip he got charged by multiple bulls, and also how he watched some of his wahoos turn into feeding frenzies with more than a dozen bull sharks. The diving we are doing out here is definitely no joke. You can't just bring anyone here. So after a lot of sharks spotted, I finally see another wahoo. Way too far. I just took a Hail Mary shot because I knew that if I didn't, I would just never see that fish again. Okay, here I spotted another wahoo on the surface this time. Once again, it was too far away. I was still getting the hang of gauging the distance in this deep blue water thing. Something slightly different now. I'm sure all of you are happy to finally see a different fish species now, but I've spotted a school of big-eye kingfish from the surface. And also, as you see now, I just forgot to mention that we're diving on a shipwreck. Like, how cool is that? No man, I missed far again. It's not bad aim, it's bad gauging of distance, but it wasn't just my fault. The fish was also keeping their distance from me. I was just taking shots that I got. The bull sharks were definitely getting bolder as it turned later in the day. So this next dive was definitely a very interesting one for me. First up, I saw a fish that I've never seen in my life before. Basically on the back of this bull shark, following it around, there were 5 green jobfish. Oh no man, that hurts a lot. I missed a nice jobfish. I hesitated and couldn't decide which one of the 5 to take, and then I put in a shot that was too long again. In my defense, once again, they were swimming away from me and I knew I would never see them again, so why not just try and take a shot? Maybe they're closer than I thought. I've gotten back in and I'm actually pretty determined now to get me one of these big eye kingfish, because I've just seen the school once again. And now I've also just missed once again. I did definitely get closer to them this time, and my shot wasn't that far off, and on video I can clearly see I was lined up on the biggest one in the school. But I would rather shoot a wahoo any day over those smaller kingfish, so it didn't bother me too much. So final little clip on GoPro here, just a bull shark swimming underneath me, and then after this something incredible happened. And just like that, my GoPro battery died, and I went on to shoot the fish of my lifetime. Finally, a very big wahoo. This fish beating my previous PB fish, this cob. I want you to try and guess the weight in the comments. I took him straight from the surface in a massive school very close to me. I put in a good holding shot. It ran for long. I didn't even see a single shark. I am so happy with this fish and how everything turned out. I still can't describe in words. So with this fish in the boat, I was not getting back in the water, and we proceeded to take the best photo shoot of my life.